Netanyahu hits pause on Gaza. With ceasefire talks frozen and ministers divided, Israel stalls a major ground assault. Trump's special envoy visits Gaza as aid turns deadly. Over 1,000 Palestinians killed near distribution points. A new hostage video shocks Israel. The face of Evyatar David, starved, hollow, near collapse. As Gaza burns and families beg for a deal, the war enters its cruelest phase yet. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has reportedly delayed a decision on military action in Gaza, amid stalled ceasefire talks and internal divisions within his cabinet. A source familiar with the matter has told CNN that no final decision will be made this week. The Israeli government remains split on how to proceed. Some ministers reportedly support surrounding Gaza City and other densely populated areas, while others favor a more aggressive plan to seize control of the city outright. The pause in decision-making comes as Hamas has withdrawn from negotiations over a potential ceasefire and hostage deal. The shift follows the withdrawal of American and Israeli delegations from talks in Doha. US Special Envoy Steve Witkoff previously accused Hamas of negotiating in bad faith. Still, a senior Israeli official told CNN that both countries are forming a new understanding. As part of that, Israel and the United States plan to coordinate humanitarian aid efforts while maintaining ongoing military operations. Hamas, for its part, says it remains committed to negotiations, but insists that conditions in Gaza must improve first. Bassem Naim, a senior figure in Hamas's political bureau, said the humanitarian crisis must be addressed before talks can resume.
It is essential to improve the catastrophic humanitarian situation significantly and to obtain a written response from the enemy regarding our response.
The United Nations reports that the entire population of Gaza, which is 2.1 million people, is now food insecure, with nearly 900,000 children going hungry. Despite the impasse, both sides have left the door open to renewed dialogue, pending changes on the ground. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump said his Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff, had a great meeting in Gaza, but the visit comes as international outrage mounts over how aid is being handled in the war-torn enclave.
I spoke to Steve Witkoff. He had a great meeting with a lot of people, and the primary meeting was on food. And he also had some other conversations that I'll tell you about later, but he had a meeting on getting the people fed, and that's what we want.
Witkoff toured a distribution point run by the US and Israeli-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation in Rafah. The GHF, operational since late May, claims to streamline aid delivery. However, the United Nations, which refuses to cooperate with the group, says its methods are reckless, even deadly. Over 1,000 Palestinians have reportedly been killed while trying to access aid since the GHF began its operations. The UN says many were shot by Israeli troops near GHF sites. Israel says it has now issued new orders to its forces to avoid such incidents. The visit turned grimmer within hours. Palestinian medics said 3 people were shot dead near one of the aid points. It's unclear if it was the same site Witkoff visited. The GHF denies any casualties at its locations and insists it's outperforming the UN in safe aid delivery. Meanwhile, Israel blames Hamas and the UN for the ongoing crisis. Hamas, in turn, denies interfering with supplies. In Gaza, aid has become a battlefield of its own. Hamas has released a new video of Israeli hostage Evyatar David, a day after Palestinian Islamic Jihad shared footage of another captive, Rom Braslavsky. Both men were taken from the Supernova Music Festival on October 7, 2023. Their images, shared widely across social media, have reignited public pressure on the Israeli government to secure a hostage deal. David's family did not approve the release of the footage, but after it circulated, his sister said those who viewed it now understand the extent of his physical deterioration. Former hostage Liri Albag responded emotionally on social media, saying she couldn't stop crying after seeing the videos, and added that such images should not be necessary to justify a deal. She said it remains unclear why it is acceptable that some Israelis remain imprisoned, starving and tortured while the country remains silent. Former hostage Elia Cohen also shared his reaction, recalling a day in captivity when a militant told him there would be no more food or water. He said the videos pulled him back to that moment and criticized Israel's media portrayal abroad versus the reality underground in Gaza.
When I see the videos of Ram Braslavsky and Evyatar David, it takes me back to the day a terrorist came to me and said, "There's no more food, no more water, no more anything. You'll eat whatever is left of our food because your people are starving us, so we'll starve you." Don't get me wrong, I don't have an ounce of compassion for those sons of bitches. But while we're being shredded in the global media, the people we're trying to target are sitting underground, and 90% of the time they're in the kitchen, trading matluba recipes, dipping hummus.
Alex Witkoff, son of US Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, described David as once bright and healthy, now barely recognizable. Alex likened his appearance to images from Nazi concentration camps and called for the immediate return of the hostages.
He was a bright, healthy young man. Now, after 665 days starved and caged by Hamas, he is barely recognizable. Evyatar's frail body and hollow eyes resemble the haunting images of Jews in Nazi concentration camps. Bring them home now.
Opposition. Leader Yair Lapid urged Israeli ministers to watch the video of David before bed and reflect on his condition.
Watch the video of Evyatar before going to bed, and try to fall asleep while thinking about Evyatar trying to survive in a tunnel.
Hamas continues to hold at least 49 hostages, including 20 believed to be alive, and the remains of an Israeli soldier killed in 2014. Israeli media generally refrain from broadcasting hostage videos unless requested by families.